Today we are with Robin Sharma. Welcome to Positive Thinking. Robin Sharma, I'm sure you know him. He's the author of the Leader Who Have No Title, which promote the idea that anyone, at any moment, at any organization can show leadership. One of the books of Robin I read and I most liked it was The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, but he's also the writer of a book called The Greatness Guide and The Greatness Guide Part 2. Robin, welcome to Spain. We are very happy to have you here in Positive Thinking.
Gracias. Great to be here. I love Madrid very much and I love Spain, and I love the readers of my books, so thank you.
Well, I would like to know, why do you believe so much in small details? Why do you believe so much in the power of small things?
Well, I think what makes mediocrity is not caring about details, and I think what makes mastery is an attention to details. So you go into a great restaurant, like here in Spain, you've had El Bulli, and there's lots of great restaurants. You love food, or you go into a great hotel, and what makes a great experience comes down to the details. I think great attention to details shows your love, shows your commitment, shows how much you care, shows whether you see your job as just a job or as a craft. So what makes world class really comes down to getting the little details right.
What's the difference, Robin, between being grateful and being conformist? I teach courses, I work a lot with people in seminars all over the Spanish-speaking world, and one of the questions I find all the time is, right, you ask me to be grateful, but this becomes me a conformist person, a passive person, and I'm sure it's not. I want to know your point of view.
I would say it's just the opposite. I think when you're grateful, you actually release the neurotransmitter dopamine. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel inspired. It makes you feel confident. It makes you feel energy. So gratitude, like if you practice it every day, will actually make you more on fire, to want to do more, to want to achieve more, to want to create more. But I think the key is you don't want to become complacent. Oh look, I love my apartment, I'm not going to do anything else. But gratitude can actually make you do better and achieve more.
Mission, this is one of the questions I find more difficult in my seminars. A lot of people ask, right, if I knew my mission, I would know what to do tomorrow, but how can I connect with my natural energy to know what do I have to do for a living here in this planet now? Do you have any trick? Do you have any tool, even better, any tool for finding the mission of our lives?
Well, it's not an easy process, but it all begins with finding how you want to be remembered. Steve Jobs has done a really famous video on YouTube, and he says, basically, you're already naked, there's no point in playing small, your days are numbered, do it now. So I would begin with a question, which is, if this was the last hour of your last day, what will you have wished you will have lived? If this was the last year of your life, how would you think differently, and how would you live differently? And there's great power in questions, because asking questions refocuses your mind on what's most important. And so once you know that your days are numbered, and before you know it, no matter how long you live, you'll get to the end, you start to say, what are my passions? What are my talents? What do I want my life to stand for? How can I make history with my life? And when you start thinking like that, you're going to start seeing opportunities to live them.
If you were interested in politics,
yes.
What do you think that you would make the first as a proposition to our society?
Well, I'm a huge believer in education and training. And so, this is not to say anything in Spain, but I think worldwide, victims love entertainment, leaders love education. So the more we can, in the youth and in everyone, be around these ideas about how do you really show leadership in your life, not only in your work, but even in your personal life. How do you do that? It's very powerful.
Robin, in one of your books you have this chapter which is Have a Coffee with Gandhi. I know you love books, I do too. Give me 3 books with the potential to change the life of our people here in Spain.
There's a book I've heard a lot about called The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. Just joking. Siddhartha has been an incredible book for me. So Siddhartha is very powerful. There's a children's book called The Giving Tree, which I used to read to my kids, which is very, very powerful. And then I'd say a more modern book, Walter Isaacson's biography on Steve Jobs. That is an incredible book on how he lived, how he thought, how do you build a great company, how do you deal with adversity. I mean, he wasn't thrown out of Apple like a lot of people thought, but he was sort of pushed out of the company he and Wozniak founded by John Scully. And how did he deal with those wilderness years when he was at Pixar and when he founded Next, and when he was no longer the boy wonder. Now, that's a really incredible book as well for anyone who wants to live a greater life and build a great company. And you mentioned the Greatness Guide in that chapter, Drink Coffee with Gandhi. That really brings up a really important point, which is you do think a lot like the people you spend your time with. And so if you're the most talented person on your block or on your street, maybe it's time to find a new street. If you're the smartest friend, maybe it's time to find some new friends, because our choice of our friends and the people we work with makes a profound difference in our levels of success.
A quick one for finishing. Give me 5 habits you follow every week. Like, for instance, waking up 5 o'clock in the morning, which is the most amazing.
So I don't do it when I'm on the road because rest is very important. But when I'm at home, 5 a.m., the 5 a.m. club, because taking 1 hour at the beginning of the day to set up your mind, your body, your focus, so your day is really good, is very powerful. Second, I would say journaling. I love journaling. Journaling is thinking on paper. You know, I write gratitude in my journal. I record my experiences. I write down my lessons. Third habit, I spend a lot of time with my family. You know, I see myself as a perfect moment creator with my family. So I try to do some amazing things so that they have unforgettable experiences. Number 4, I love learning. So at least an hour a day reading an ebook or listening to an audiobook while I'm at the gym. So that's 4.5, the gym. And then number 5, I would say, trying to build my own capability by taking risks. I think, growth is all about being uncomfortable. And so I try to put myself in uncomfortable situations a lot of the time, because that's how I'm going to grow into more of my potential.
Thank you very much, Robin. Hope to see you again here in Positive Thinking.
Gracias.